It began with a promise I should never have made, to visit the grave of a friend. On the night of his death anniversary, the cemetery lay outside town. Forgotten by most, guarded only by silence. Everyone said, "Never go there after dark." I thought it was just superstition, but that night, the dead proved they have better memories than the living. I took the shortcut, through the fields, through the crooked fence with rusted iron spikes. The gate creaked as if it hadn't been touched for years. But the path beyond was fresh, gravel flattened by footsteps that weren't mine. The deeper I walked, the quieter the world became. No insects, no dogs, no wind, only the sound of my breath, and the faint scrape of another breath. Just behind me, the cemetery gate shut on its own. Chains rattled, though no one held them. I turned back, and saw a shadow figure standing between the pillars. Tall, motionless. It didn't follow me in, it only watched. And somehow, that was worse. I passed the first row of graves. Their stones leaned like tired teeth. And then I heard it. Whispers. At first I thought it was wind. But the voices formed words, repeating names. Each name matched a stone I passed, until finally, they whispered my name. At the center stood a small stone, cracked in half, a child's grave. Someone had left a toy music box beside it, rusty, broken, yet it played by itself. I bent down. The inscription read, "Forever 5, as I traced the letters. A small handprint appeared in the dust, right beside mine, warm, alive, SFX, wind gust. Crows sudden. The cemetery grew restless. Shadows moved, though no trees swayed. One shadow climbed out of the ground. Another slid along the stones like spilled ink. When I tried to leave, the paths had changed. Every turn led me deeper. Every stone leaned closer. And the shadows followed. In the old days, people buried the dead with bells in case they were still alive that night. I heard one faint metallic a desperate ring from beneath the soil. I knelt down, pressing my ear to the ground. The ringing grew frantic, and then stopped as if the one ringing finally gave up, or was pulled deeper. Beside the mausoleum, I saw him, the groundskeeper, tall, thin, carrying a shovel. He moved slowly, between graves. I called out. He turned his head, toward me, and there was no face, only smooth skin stretched tight, as if someone had forgotten to finish him. He raised his shovel, not to attack, but to point at a grave. A fresh one, unmarked, waiting. The soil shifted. A grave opened on its own. Dirt slid aside like water, revealing a pit. At the bottom lay a coffin. The lid was half open. Inside was me, or something wearing my face. Eyes closed, hands folded, as if waiting to be buried. I stumbled back, my breath stolen. The coffin lid creaked, and the other me smiled. The cemetery came alive. Corpses pulled themselves halfway from the earth. Some crawled, some walked. All silent. They weren't looking at me. They were marching toward the chapel. I followed, unwilling. Their bones clattered like chains. And in the chapel, a table waited. Laid with candles, laid with names. One of the names was mine. I stumbled over a broken grave, its stone split, bleeding thick red down the letters. I touched it. Warm, sticky, alive. The blood spelled words on the ground. Stay. I wiped my hand. But the stain spread up my arm. It pulsed with a heartbeat, not my own. The corpses gathered around me, forming a ring, dozens, maybe hundreds. Their mouths opened in unison. No sound came, and then all at once, a whisper, "Join us." The graves around me yawned open. Soil pulling down like quicksand. My feet sank, and inch. Then two. I screamed. The ring of the dead leaned closer. I thought dawn would save me. It didn't. The sky remained black. The cemetery timeless. When I finally escaped, or thought I did, the gate opened back to the same rows of graves. No exit, no exit, no morning. And now I realize I never left. Because in the far corner, on a stone newly carved, I saw my own name. My death date was tonight, and the grave beneath was open, waiting, and